Shalom. I want to start off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kodesh. Giving honors to my teachers, the apostles, and elders, great Muslim, and salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening, pushing forth this word with truth and sincerity, and your few Akwat as well, let's listen with sincerity. I'm the brother Machaya from the camp GMS Montreal, coming back with another lesson. And this one is just flowing in the spirit. God, I don't really have a topic at hand, but the spirit's still within me to make a lesson. Okay, which a topic that comes to mind is the fact that we're fed up with this place. The men of the Lord, the prophets, we're fed up with this rulership, man. Constantly from day to day, each day that goes by, man. The men of the Lord are fed up with this system, man. Are fed up with this rulership. Okay, seeing the mannerisms, the conduct of these people, it vexes your soul because here it is, how things are supposed to run on the planet Earth, but yet, people are going contrary to what the Lord, gave us to do, in lack of better words. Okay, because let's get this, in Ecclesiastes, the whole duty of man is this, right? Let's get this in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, and verse 13. It says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." That's the whole purpose of man, especially an Israelite man. Okay? Because the law, statutes, and commandments were given unto us. Right? You read about that in Psalms 50. Right? Gather those together that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. You can read about that in Psalms 148. He showeth his laws and statutes unto his people, even the children of Israel. So, the whole duty of an Israelite man is to keep the laws and fear the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That the whole mankind, but, first and foremost it's with the Israelites, but, at the end of the day, the whole world is supposed to follow the vibration of the Israelites. Okay? We're supposed to be the standard of beauty on the planet Earth, man. Right? But since we have sinned, the Lord has put these curses upon us, and we are fallen far from grace, man. We are fallen very far from our throne of glory. Okay? So with us knowing that, man, and then here it is, we're doing our best to keep the laws, to live according to what the Most High prescribes. And then you see these nigglets, these damn fucking disgrace of our people, 2/3 behaving themselves like beasts, going completely left, man, and just forwarding, the image that Esau has portrayed upon us, man, how that, we're black and we steal, we're loud, disrespectful, this, that, the third. And then Jake embraces that. And then, they forward it even more. You see Jake out and about, pants sagging, grilling, just behaving like a complete degenerate, man. You see? And that vexes our soul, man. All right? Not only that, man. Hey, one main thing that vexes us brothers and sisters in the truth, man, is these alphabet people, man. I know brothers get vexed seeing a flamer, man. Hey, and recently, what did the Pope say? The Pope say, homosexuality is not a crime. He recently came out and said that, man. So this is the world that we live in, man, where wickedness is being forwarded at an all-time high, man. Let's get this, man. Let's get this in 2 Peter. Because, we're coming in the stead of Lot, man. Because Lot, and his time, these things were happening, man. And he was vexed too. So we're coming the same stead as him. So let's read this. This is 2 Peter 2. Let's start at verse 6. It says, "And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly." So Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities that was committing acts that you're not supposed to, which is, man with man, woman with man, woman, man with beast, woman with beast, right? They were committing sodomy, right? And the Lord was not pleased with that. That's why he sent forth those angels, to destroy it with what? With fire and brimstone. Until this day, here it is. We're speaking about Sodom and Gomorrah, the destruction that happened there, of how that you're not supposed to do this. Because if you do, the Lord will punish you. Right? It's supposed to be an example. But hey, is Esau following that example? Like, he's not, man. Matter of fact, man, hey, he's been forwarding this agenda of, LGBT PS5, PS4 to a whole nother level, man. It goes on and says, verse 7, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You see, Lot, was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, man. He wasn't, oh, yes, happy and shit. He was vexed, man. That's us, man. Us, we're vexed. We're chafed in the spirit, man. Brothers are vexed, man. Know what I'm saying? Let's get that word vexed real quick. This is the word vexed.
Strong.
This is the word vexed in the Greek. It says kataponeo. It says to tire down with toil, exhaust with labor. It's fucking exhausting, man. Because, when you're out in the world, man, because, you got to go to work and deal with these people. And then there might be a flamer at your work. And then you got to fucking exhaust yourself to keep up this image of how that, it doesn't really bother you. You have to be around them. It's fucking vexing. It's exhaust with labor, man, because you got to be fake. Constantly putting on a mask, to deal with these people. It's a laborious work. It's a laborious work, man, because you have to dumb down to their level, and act like you don't know anything. That's laborious. If this was a righteous society, we wouldn't have to fucking, put on a mask and, act like, these things we're okay with it. Nah. If this was a righteous society, man, all these flamers, hey, they'll be in the spirit world right now, man. They want to be a flamer in sight, man. If anything, if they were a flamer, they'll be hiding. And eventually they'll be found down and, hey, put as an example. Burn that nigga with fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Batty boys, man. That ain't right, man. It's not supposed to be. And these fucking Decepticons, they're popping out the woodworks like, yo, left and right, man. There's not a day that goes by you don't see one of them, man. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy, man. See them niggas fucking holding hands, walking and shit. A man has a whole beard with pink hair and with a dress. Like, what the fuck is going on? That's vexing, man. With you knowing the proper order of things, it's vexing. Hey, we're gonna get that right after where it says, with much wisdom comes sorrow. You know what I'm saying? The more you know, the more you get vexed. It says to afflict or oppress with evils, to make trouble for, to treat roughly. Yeah, man. We're constantly, and the Strong's definition says labor down, wear down with toil, figuratively harass, oppress, vex. Yeah, we're being harassed in the shithole, man. But very soon, man, all these things are gonna come to an end, man. It's just for a period of time, man. We just gotta, hey, bear it and make our complaints to the Lord, so that, hey, he hastens things. Verse 8, it says, for that righteous man dwelling among them and hearing and seeing and hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. You see, from day to day, man, Lot was, he was fed up, man. And that's us. The more and more we're here in this rulership, and each day that goes by, wickedness is increasing, and it's vexing us. It's pissing us off. You know what I mean? So, let's get this as well. In the book of, let's write it down, increase sorrow. There we go. Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 18. And it reads, For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. And that's facts, man. You know, the more you stay in this truth and the more you learn about how things are supposed to be, how that, righteousness is supposed to be established, hey, you become acquainted with sorrow, you know? Hey, and another thing is, hey, like it says in the prophecy, a woman shall compass a man. Here it is, a woman is disregarding your authority, you know? Esau gives them all these rights, and, oh man, it's nonsense. It's madness, man. You know? Just knowing that, man, that too, that vexes you, knowing that the order that the woman is supposed to be in, and here it is, they're not in the order. That vexes you too. You see, hey, I could make a whole, hey, I could be here all day listing all different things that we're not happy with in this rulership. Because knowing, hey, righteousness is supposed to be established. The more you know, once again, like it says, the more you're acquainted with grief, man. You see? Let's get this as well in Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. And he reads, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay? And Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So the Lord is commanding the angel to go in the midst of her people and set a mark. Which that mark, when you go into it, just click it. It's the word sawah in the Hebrew. Okay? It's not the same word in the New Testament in the Greek. When you read Revelation, the 13th chapter and 16 on down, where it says karagma, it's not the same word. This is a different word. Okay? Like we're going to read here, right? So this is the definition of mark in the Hebrew. It says sawah. Okay? It says desire, mark as a sign of exemption for judgment. That's what it is. So the angel is putting a mark of exemption for those that sign and crying, for those that's complaining. Okay? Because if you're in the truth, man, naturally, your spirit is going to be contrary, to the things that goes on in this world. And you will come to grow a hate, a disdain for this place. Naturally. If you don't, then hey, you're in the truth, man. If you're happy with everything that's going on, you want to continue, something's up. You're not completely in this. Because if you are, you're gonna be mad at this place, man. Okay? So hey, there's men that sign and cry for these abominations, man. That's fed up. That's putting up a complaint, man. Okay? That's us. Lord willing, we'll be of that number, man. And very soon, man, the Lord is gonna come and put it into this madness, man. Because, as the prophecy states, how that, the iniquity has to be reached a certain level. Her sins have reached unto heaven. Hey, we're at that time, man. Her sins have reached unto heaven, man. Now we're at the time where, hey, the Lord's going to intervene, man, and say, enough is enough, man. Enough of this bullshit. And just start bringing judgment, man. And just start dropping bodies. Yeah. That's where we're at, man. Okay? Oh, hey. So with that, man, I'm going to close it off there. By giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wacha, Hodash. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'm going to say Shalom.